是没在我们盐村。
First morning back in Taipei, and the city already pulled me right back in. I said this is my hometown, but the truth is, I didn't actually grow up here. So every time I come back, it feels a little familiar and a little foreign. What's familiar is the scooters everywhere. That sound that never stops, morning to night. What's foreign is that I've never really gotten to know this place. But at night, when the Neo comes on, that's when this city really comes alive. Like shrimp fishing, I've been coming since I was a kid, so it's one of my most familiar memories of Taipei. One bite and I'm right back there. And at night markets, the air is always full of food, and whichever stall you walk up to, the owner calls out to you like they've known you for years. I think night markets are the warmest part of this whole city. With the mountains outside Taipei, I know nothing about them. So this time, I want to go see the other side of Taiwan. And I know someone who comes from there. This is my friend, Mona. He's the great-great-great-grandson of the legendary Seidei leader, Mona Rudo. A lot of people don't know his story. He was an indigenous Taiwanese hero, a Seidei who fought the Japanese. 100 years ago, the Japanese took their mountains. The Seidei were forced to give up their land, their hunting grounds, even their names. And Mona Rudo was the one who stood up. But here's the thing, instead of the rifle his ancestor carried, Mona carries a mic. That's right, he's a rapper now. He wants to use music to make his people heard again. So I've always been curious what kind of place raises someone like him.
你最近怎么样？
最近有写一首部落的歌，关于部位，关于我奶奶。对，因为那边对我连接很深。对，而且我奶奶给我很多爱，所以我想要把这份心情感受写在歌里面。
其实我蛮想去你部落看看的。
行啊，我带你回去。什么时候？
明天怎么样？
认真，明天。
真的，明天。
好，可以啊，没问题啊。
走。
行，那明天。
你上次回来什么时候？
上次回来1个多月前吧。
1个多月前。
1个多甚至2个月。我每次回来都感觉充电，而且就是会有一股能量。
所以其实你是比较喜欢部落的感觉？
一定的。
是啊。我现在很好奇你的部落到底长什么样子，是不是很原始？
说原始吗？还是有一些原始的东西在。我觉得跟以往确实差很多，因为我们这边其实是以前被有日治时代的，对，我们这是被日本人带过来这边。从我小到大是改变蛮多，可是改变的还改变不了的还是人啊，就是还是有那个亲切感什么的。就带你去我的部落看看，对，然后再带你去一个惠孙林场，那是我很常去的地方，很常去那边放松，因为在都市待久，感觉那边可以让我放松。
所以你每次回来都会必去那边一次？
几乎都会去，几乎每次吧。对，这就是我家，这就是我们部落。OK，
就是还蛮现代的。
跟大家想的，或许什么很原始骑山猪上学什么的，没有，就这样，就这么简单。可是这也很漂亮。
帅。回家感觉怎么样？
爽啊！
真的吗？
坐在这边。
Turns out Mona's village isn't as remote as I imagined it. It's just an ordinary home, but I get why he loves coming back here so much. Because there's always someone he loves waiting for him.
我们这个部落 以前乌镇事件的后裔，听到乌镇事件的那个莫纳鲁特在那边，莫纳鲁特我的曾祖父，莫纳鲁特的女孩子是马洪莫娜，我的妈妈生了一个，我的儿子5个，莫纳鲁特还有马洪莫娜，我是第3代，
然后第4代就我，
吕马洪，
嗯，
是吕马洪。莫纳鲁特我的曾祖父，临到乌镇事件的时候。日本那代我们原住民都是北木来的、开路的，义务劳动这样都没有工钱，一天只能吃一个地瓜这样，来去山上砍木头，给那个
日本人
那代工作这样，
就没有自由了，
没有办法生活，就打仗这样，跟那个日本衣服的。日本先不杀掉，然后第2天就
只要穿日本衣服，就是小孩子也是一样，
回到自己的马黑部回到自己的故乡去。
马赫波，对，
马黑部回到自己的故乡去。第2天那个日本飞机来了，飞机打我们原住民，全部都部落的人全部去山上躲起来，我找到名字的就在里面。
他的意思就是打完战。然后有参加过雾社事件的，就可能会有人去写名字，之后他有参加过，然后全部都带去埔里，然后活埋，叫到名字对，叫到名字就是直接死刑，就是杀的，对。
没有叫到名字，男生就回来，就是我们这个金牛部落，
就是到回来这边，就开始从这边生活。
这个就是后裔事件的后裔的。
所以奶奶是经历过被日本人统治的事情吗？
尾端吧，就是你就是被统治的时候，你是有经历到被日本统治的时候。对。哦。那奶奶还会唱日文歌啊？
真的？
对，会讲日语。对啊。
会讲一点。
会对日本人有不好的刻板印象吗？
现在是已经太久了。很久了，就全部都不好了，没有做giáo院，giáo院这样。
毕竟日本人也有来我们部落，其他原住民来我们部落交流。哦，对，去年吧。
会来，每年过年都会来，我们没有什么纠纷这样。
那为什么现在没有纹面这个文化？
日本政府来了就
禁止，
不准纹面，会自顾的，就是要纹面这样。以前没有衣服的时候，全部我们老人要自己做衣服，
自己编织，
给孩子的衣服，给家人的衣服。以前没有衣服的，死掉了一定要经过那个裁缝脚过上去，要看自己的祖先。
假如我们今天死掉了，祖先要怎么认得我们是赛德克？因为我们已经没有纹面了。哦，对吧？反正你够努力啊！通过彩虹桥，祖先自然会认得你。因为毕竟现在越来越多传统文化都流失。对，奶奶现在在市长福气，真的。
奶奶现在是行走的非遗文化。
对，没错，而且又年纪大，对，所以有时候讲话比较对，体谅，对吧，奶奶？
加油啊！你们加油，年轻人要加油，互相帮助，互相尊重哈。
对啊，
我发现你跟奶奶的关系好像最好是吧？
有啊。
奶奶是不是从小比较疼你，还是？
这是什么？
他说你从小是比较疼我。啊？对啊。
是吗？
对啊。没有，都会啊，都很疼的，只不过就是我比较少回来。对，我因为除了我哥以外。其实以前最少回来就是我，
有时候要回家看看家里。
对，就是多回去看奶奶，年纪大了。对啊。好，给奶奶唱一下，她想表现的。
哦，奶奶现在想唱首歌。好，奶奶开始吧。
开始嘛，好。 Sinawe, kabera dingan, kabera dingan.
Mona said he wanted to take me to a place he goes to clear his head. He said it cures anything that's bothering him.
我们进去吧，你要踩好，我先帮你踩，我先帮你踩。Go go go！ 有看到那个
那是什么？
那个藤呢？那是我拉断的，
你拉断的？
你看，
你怎么拉的？
想跟泰山一样伸缩自如，想飞，想当
你要
飞上的。
从这里飞到这里啊？
对啊，然后再飞回来啊！
然后呢？你有受伤吗？
没受伤，我这边的小孩子不可能，可是掉到水里面。
Where are you now that I need you?
That was the moment I understood why he comes here so often. No signal, no people. Other than the sound of nature, you can't hear a thing. It's only in a moment like this that you slow down and actually hear yourself.
All right.
Riding through the mountains with Mona is one of my favorite things to do in Taiwan. He said he was taking me to eat, but I never expected somewhere like this. Maybe it's nothing to him, but in my whole life, I've never had a meal next to a waterfall.
我时不时都跑来这种地方，可是我要说真的，就是这几个月感觉蛮挣扎，因为都待在都市，感觉有点麻痹的感觉，也不是不好，或许这是一个挑战吧。毕竟每个人都有自己的课题要去面对，总会过关的。
我感觉台湾年轻人好像用说唱比较少。
我觉得也说到多吗？好像也没有，可是也不少。我觉得，因为大家都在为自己的文化努力，所以我也是 respect。我也希望能透过音乐这件事情，来让大家认识到赛德克族的文化，并且我想用我文化的东西走到更远的地方，甚至对岸。就算今天哪一天我走远了，我也不会忘记这个地方。就像奶奶说的，你只要努力，肯定能走到。
可以，我相信你可以的，加油！
你也行的。
Let's go！
我们走在同一条路上，
没错。
不同的梦想。
The city believed the river bridge is the only path to the home of their ancestors. Only those who live with honor make it to the other side. Mona told me that one day he asked his grandmother if she had ever seen a rainbow before. She put her hand on his head and said yes, it was beautiful. And she told him, if you believe in yourself, you can do anything. One day, you will cross that rainbow bridge too. Even though I don't have that bridge, every one of us is walking a path of our own. And in the end, what's left is maybe just one question. Did we live the life we wanted to live?
Mona, kisi mbuse edak tabale. Keluar ibale ka dudupun pendengusan nupahung.